Hello there. Welcome back to another episode of the Blue Jay Way podcast. Chris May, Jack Ryan with you as always. We're going to be going through this Jays up and down season just doesn't end. The ups and downs, they keep on coming. We're going to go over a week that happened about a week ago now. It was the Jays at home against the Milwaukee Brewers for a series, and then they went to New York and they played the Mets and had a nice series in Citi Field. Jack with a little foreshadowing there. The Jays, a lot's gone on this week. We'll kind of get to it as it happened. Because I think we should maybe
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, do you want to go over that in this one, or do you want to wait until?
No, we'll touch on it when we get to his start. We'll leave it at that for now. But
okay.
We'll just touch on it, but then we'll go more in depth about it when we do the Houston series. For those of you who don't know, we are filming this on June 8th. This is the Thursday and the final game of the Astros versus Jays series at Rogers Center. Chris and I have both been pretty busy with work, so we're trying to play catch up right now. But hopefully you guys will hang on for the ride with us.
Yeah. So Jays Brewers. In the dome, at the dome.
Yep.
Nice series. Started out with a 7-2 win. Yusei Kikuchi on the mound. Basically gave up a home run immediately. Giving up home runs is still an issue here a little bit. I think he's got like 17 given up now.
He leads the majors in home runs given up.
In like 13 starts. It's not great, but you gotta credit Yusei because after that he settled in this start against the Brewers. He ended up going 5 innings. Didn't allow any more runs. 5 walks in this start, though. That was a bit of a concerning number at the time, but he battled through. He didn't allow any runs to come across the plate, so that's solid. And man, I don't know. This game, the Brewers kind of gave this game away from what I remember. A lot of singles in this game for the Jays. Not too many huge, big big
extra base hits
or hits with multiple runs driven in. It was just kind of a couple of Milwaukee errors and a lot of Jays hitting, a lot of hits from the bottom end of the lineup as well, which is always good to see. Vlad Guerrero flew his uncle in now before this series to try and help him figure things out. He had a 3-hit day in this one. John Schneider, I remember afterwards saying, hopefully this can get him going a little bit. Chapman had his 400th career RBI in this game too, and Kikuchi had his 500th career strikeout. Strikeout.
I was gonna say 2000. It would have been a way bigger deal.
I don't know. Why I thought he was maybe a little better than he is. Anyways, or he's been here longer at least. But yeah, I think this was just kind of a solid, game overall. Coming home, get a win. Get on your way to a series win.
Yep.
Not too much else to go on, Jack. I don't know if you want to add something.
Brandon Belt has been a delight to watch. He was for the entire month of May. We're about a week in, a bit into June here, but he had the second highest on base percentage in the month of May, only behind Aaron Judge, who we know was voted player of the month in the American League. So pretty elite company to be stuck with there. But no, Chris, just solid win from the boys in blue. Brandon Belt, great game. 2-hit Whit Merrifield, man, that guy is all the way back. Like this at the deadline last year, and I'm sure you kind of felt similar to me, but I was probably more extreme, as we're well aware at this point. I was like, what are we doing? Why are we getting Whit Merrifield? Why is he coming to Toronto? I ate my words with a rusty kitchen spoon because
everyone was talking about bullpen help.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you just get Whit dropped in your lap. It was
and we're kind of like, why? What's the point, I guess? But now we know he's batting like 300.
Yeah.
And he's second in F WAR, only behind Marcus Semien, former Blue Jay of the Texas Rangers. So well on his way.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's that? What'd you say?
Just for second baseman. He's second.
Yeah, for second baseman. Yeah. For second baseman. Yeah. And he, he's been unbelievable. Well on his way probably to his third All-Star selection, in my opinion. So I voted for him.
Fielding the ball well, running the bases.
Yeah.
He's been really good. Okay.
Then game 2.
Yeah, game 2. So the Jays went 7-2 in game 1. game two. You know, just kind of continue. Well, obviously, Alek Manoah took the mound. Um, Continuing just a stretch where you throw him out there and you just kind of hope and pray that Manoah would be able to kind of figure things out in a 5-day span, looking back on it now, probably asking for a lot from how lost this guy looked. And again, another very underwhelming line. Didn't even get through 5 innings, 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs.
That was his what, 4th consecutive or 5th consecutive start where he didn't go more than 4 innings or 5 innings.
Yeah, he didn't get through the 5th. I think it was just another start, even at home, where he looked just completely out of sync, completely out of order. When he couldn't get through the 5th there, he looked pretty distraught afterwards in the dugout.
Well, he was at what, 89 pitches, 91 pitches after 4, and Schneider's like, "You're done, kid."
Yeah, but he was just showing that he couldn't really get through. Kind of, this game was just kind of ugly all around.
But man, I just want to say this though. Thank God for Trevor Richards and the year he's having.
Yeah.
Because if he's struggling too, we don't have a guy who can come in and give you multiple innings or relief, except for Pearson. But he's been used in higher and higher leverage situations since he came up back with the team. So thank God for Trevor Richards, man. 2 innings, 3 Ks, no earned runs. Yeah, he's the mop up guy, and I'm all for it.
A couple of Manoah starts recently.
He's doing what Kevin Gausman's doing just out of the bullpen. He's throwing 2 pitches, a fastball and a changeup, and he's getting guys out, which is fantastic to watch. But Alek Manoah, this is what we alluded to a little bit earlier, really quick. So he had another horrible start, and this was by far the worst of the season. He went a third of an inning, gave up 7 hits and 6 earned runs against the Astros in game 1 of the series they're in right now. Actually, first pitch is about 7 minutes away from recording. Alek Manoah got sent down, not to AAA, not to AA, not to single A. He's gone down to rookie ball, the Florida Complex League, Chris.
Yeah. I mean,
people go in there to watch for free.
Well, I don't think it's even the league that matters.
No, it's to get him.
It's just get him down there to the complex, get him as far away from all of this stuff that's been going on.
Media scrums, everything.
Yeah, get him down there with a team that can help him. And he can, work on whether it be getting more comfortable with the pitch clock, maybe conditioning a bit, just kind of resting as well. Like, he threw a lot of innings. And I think part of why he was looking the way he was is fatigue.
He's also heavier this year than he was last year. He put on 15 pounds.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what 15 pounds does to guy. I don't know. But he's, he threw a lot of innings, and the only 2 reasons why I could see him dropping off of this hard to this extent would be an injury or fatigue, whether it be, like you said, in game with the pitch clock and stuff like that, or just overall his arm is like, I'm not used to this much work. Like, I can't throw pitches right now the way you want to.
I think it's an accumulation of everything.
Mental as well. Obviously, it takes its toll. It's just it's going to be a long process. It's not just going to be a couple of starts down in AAA. He went to AAA, he might get touched up. Like, they've shown nothing to suggest that he's going to go down there and dominate. So I like the move. It does look a bit shocking when you see it, like in writing.
Cy Young contender goes down to the rookie
to the Florida Complex League. It's a bit shocking when you see that, but it when you kind of peel it back, it makes a lot of sense. And I'm just hoping that he can, end up being, whether it be this year, there's no timetable for this kind of stuff, but I'm just hoping he can be what kind of Jays fans thought he could be. Just a consistent, front end to middle of the rotation starter, and just, take this adversity, figure it out, maybe grow from it and get better, and then come back and just continue his promising career, because I would hate for this to be something that derails it all.
Roy Halladay got sent down to the minors after coming up and having a solid first part of his career with the Jays, man, and he turned out to be one of the greatest pitchers in franchise history. And you know, we love Alek Manoah. There's no doubt about it. We love the guy again, but we have to be critical. We are journalists, graduates. We have to talk about this stuff, right? This is what we do. It's what we went to school for. But biggest story of the week for the Blue Jays. And then another pitcher, I should say, who kind of
this game just sucked.
It just sucked to watch. Yeah.
Like Manoah gave up runs, it didn't look good, and then
Mesa got touched up.
There's a sold out crowd at the Rogers Center. Mesa got touched up, which is rare, but
I'm not mad about it because the guy had an ERA under 1 beforehand, and now his ERA is only like 150. So what?
The game's not on him. No. It's on Manoah more than anybody. Quickly, Anthony Bass came in the game, got booed pretty hard. Added to how much this game kind of sucked to watch. But I understand the boos. He probably got booed. He probably rightfully got booed.
I agree.
Especially, for the comments he made in the way that the Toronto market doesn't really take this kind of stuff lightly and doesn't really stand for any of this kind of stuff happening.
And nor should they.
I would say that the boos were completely warranted. It just kind of added to the night kind of sucking. Because Manoah wasn't good. That was a storyline. Bass was a storyline. They kind of combined into just one big mess out there on the field, and the Jays lost to top it off. So that game wasn't fun, but it's got a lot of talking points in there with Manoah and Bass. I just remember watching this game and just not being too pleased, not being too happy, just overall. But it seems like after every bad day, there's a Kevin Gausman day, because he usually pitches after Manoah. This guy, we've talked about him so often. And
how can you not?
Yeah, we're getting into Cy Young territory. We're getting into best starting pitcher in the American League territory here. Because every day it's just domination. You just know what you're gonna get.
I want to say something real quick though. I saw MLB's rankings for top five AL Cy Young candidates on their Instagram post. Absolute horseshit that Kevin Gausman is not in the top 5. He's having a better season than Garrett Cole. He's having a better season than Framber Valdez. I don't understand it. I don't get it. The slight on this man
is just a couple blow up starts. Just a couple of blow ups.
What the fuck ever? The guy's the best pitcher.
By the end of the year, those won't mean as much.
Yeah, I know. I had to say it.
I agree. Yeah. He's a top 5 pitcher in the American League, probably top 3. He goes out 10 plus strikeouts again. It probably was. He probably didn't have his best top stuff because he was getting into some deeper counts. He only went 6 2/3 innings, which is fine.
Only
we hold him to a high standard, but for any normal pitcher, that's perfectly fine. With 11 strikeouts, no earned runs, shut out the Brewers lineup, 2 walks, just 5 hits. Was able to scatter those. He is very, 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 very good. He is exactly, if you ever feel like talking trash about Ross or Mark Shapiro, this signing was a really good one.
Yeah, I remember they gave this money to Kevin Gausman and not Robbie Ray.
Yeah, just a very, very valuable signing, especially with what's going on. And Chris Bassett, who pitched the next day against the Mets, is also in that turning into be another incredible signing as well. Jay in this last game against the Brewers, the Jays really led right out of the gate and kind of held the lead the whole game. Bichette, when this kid, I'm becoming just a super fan of this kid, because I just love the way he looks at the plate and he hits, and he is playing defense right now. He is elite. He had a solo homer, and then Matt Chapman going to right field for a home run. I can't remember. He doesn't do that very often, but it was good to see. Got a little Freddie Peralta fastball and knocked it out. And then Kevin Kiermaier to round things off with a great catch. Just covered a ton of ground, just completely sold out for the catch.
Chef's kiss, buddy.
I think
Chef's
it
kiss.
was Monasterio or whoever it was on the Brewers. That was just a beautiful, beautiful highlight reel catch from Kiermaier.
If that ball gets down, that's likely a triple for Monasterio's speed.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of talk about these offseason moves that the Jays made, but you got guys like Chris Bassett and Kevin Kiermaier performing right now, and Brandon Belt. I don't know what you have to complain about.
No, Dalton Varsho even
about trading away Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and start focusing on what we do have.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Someone said it. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, man. Yeah, and also Dalton Varsho, the guy. Okay, Chris. As of today, he has a 10-game hitting streak, and he's tied for the team lead with home runs and home runs.
No, I think Bichette's got he's
no, they're tied 13. They're 13 each.
Varsho, I thought he's got 11. Varsho.
No, he's at they're at 13 each. I'm like 95% sure.
Vladdy, which is kind of.
If you had told me at the beginning of the year Varsho would be tied with Bo for home run lead on this team, I would have told you you're crazy. But hey, here's who we are. Just dominance from Gausman. Romano picks up the save. Kiermaier again, 2 phenomenal catches. The first one was fucking unreal. The second one was routine for him, but for every other outfielder in the majors, it's a pretty elite catch. And then we go to the Hound on the mound, waiting on his baby boy. Was it Colton?
Colson?
I think Colton or Colson. Congratulations, Mazel Tov to the Bassets. Chris Bassett, dude, this
you
guy.
have to wait a bit longer too because there's a rain delay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Were you gonna go? Or?
Oh, I can go, man. I can go.
Go. The Mets
7 2/3 innings against his former team from last 2 seasons. 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Made them look like fools. Had Lindor on a string. This guy. And then guess what? He comes out of the game because he's thrown 98 pitches or 96 pitches. Schneider goes, all right, buddy, go get on that plane and go see your kid. Which, by the way, the kid wasn't born for an extra 24 hours afterwards. Didn't matter. You mean to tell me he could have finished the game? No, I kid.
We'll get into him finishing the game in the Astros series. We'll get into more talk about that. But
but dominance out of Chris Bassett, the Hound on the mound, is legit. That's another great signing this year from Ross Atkins. Tim Meza came in to pick up the rest of the 8th inning for Bassett. Got the only guy he faced with a strikeout, and then Romano came in to get the save. Springer with a solo shot went 1 for 4.
Yeah, leading off the game against Verlander.
And that tied him for second on the all-time leadoff home run leaderboard. He tied. Who did he tie?
Alfonso Soriano.
That's it, Alfonso Soriano. Thank you. Now he's only 27 or 26 behind Ricky Henderson.
Could do it. He
very well could. If he plays, he's here under contract for another 2 years.
8 in a year.
8 in a year, for another 2 years, he could do it. And then Varsho hit his 9th of the year, 2-run shot.
That was a big bomb from Varsho, and
on an outside changeup.
Yeah, no, he hit it a mile into the second back, and just the Jays. It's much better to go into the 9th up 3-0, or the bottom of the 9th up 3-0 than up 1-0. So it was a big run. Just back to Bassett quickly, man. I just don't know what you would expect from this guy if you're an opposing hitter. Like the way he keeps guys off balance, the way he keeps guys guessing and fools guys sometimes with just what pitch he's throwing and just the amount of weapons he has.
Imagine throwing 8 pitches, Chris. What are you doing in the box looking at that guy going, okay, so am I going to get the sinker? Am I going to get the 2-seam? Am I going to get the slurve? Am I going to get the curve?
60-mile-an-hour curveball? Am I going to... Yeah.
What am I getting? And
that's the beauty of him is he's got so many weapons and he knows exactly when to use them and when he should use them, and he's calling his own game. So he's got all control, and man, geez.
Just a standard
might be the best thing ever happened.
If you're facing him, you can't do anything about it.
I don't think a lot of catchers would be able to think along with him. So him calling his own game is like.
He said he doesn't want to do it, but I'm like, it's working.
I think he's starting to like it.
Yeah,
I think
because he's calling the shots, and then he's not to blame. He's the only one that he can blame if he gives up a home run.
He knows what he's got going on a certain day and what guys are going to like. He's smart. He's a smart guy.
He's a very smart guy.
Yeah. So that was a great way to kick off that series. The Jays, they're starting to win some games here. We got another opportunity here on the Saturday with Jose Barrios on the mound to win another series.
Yep.
And this game, there's a bit of a pitcher's duel. I mean, Barrios will start there. He's been really good, man. He has been. I can't believe what's actually transpired here.
Second lowest ERA out of the 5 starters in the last 10 his last 10 starts.
I can't believe, that this has happened with Barrios really becoming, a very, very solid option,
earning his contract extension,
and Kikuchi being, serviceable.
He's your 5th starter, man.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy the way that's turned out this year. With in terms of those two guys in Manoah.
Yeah.
Anyways. That's why sports are fun. They're unpredictable. But yeah, Barrios held the Mets mostly in check. I think Vogelback tagged him for a double.
That's it. That was the only run.
Other than that, 4 hits, 3 walks. That's fine.
That's fine.
If you strand him. 6 strikeouts. He's starting to look like he knows what he wants to do with lefties and righties.
And he's executing all 4 of his pitches.
Yeah, and he's not throwing nearly as many fastballs.
No.
A lot more breaking balls, a lot more off-speed stuff, keeping guys guessing again. Changeup is looking pretty solid as well.
It's nasty.
And yeah, I think he's got like a 2.3 ERA in his last 10 starts, something like that. Yeah. I think it's one of the top 5 ERAs in baseball or in the American League.
Over the past 10 starts?
Over that span. I think Gausman, Bassett, and Barrios are all there.
They're all in the mix, for sure.
Can't be, the importance of that cannot be understated with the Jays basically having a black hole in their rotation. So for those guys to, at least be able to do their part is massive. So the Jays go down 1-0. They come back to tie it, and then Vladdy, nice to see. It was a bit of a, it was a game-winning RBI that had left a bit to be desired because again he swung at a bad pitch, and this is the thing with Vlad. like I don't know if this is it's not a hot take because I'm still happy that he won the game, but you got a bit lucky on that one.
He cheated that pitch. He cheated it.
That's a pop up. That's a routine ground ball. And you're getting roasted because you swung at that pitch. The fact that it landed fair and got down the line, good. Obviously, we like that. But I'm just saying, still not Vlad's what Vlad should be doing, which is swinging at pitches that he can crush.
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't know.
Point is, they won the game. It's all in that.
Yeah, they ended up winning that game. Swanson, I think, got the save. Yeah, Swanson got the save. Brandon Belt, 2 hits, and he's heating up. And let's get into that next game, the series finale against the Mets. Jays won game 2, 2-1. So they send Yusei Kikuchi to the mound against Kodai Senga. A little Japandemonium going on there at Citi Field. No, it was kind of cool. I think they'd faced each other a couple times in Japan, but never in North America.
No.
Senga was not good. Kikuchi was good.
Dude, the only thing that happened to him was he gave up 2 solo shots.
Yeah, but
he walked one guy.
That's the thing. He gave up 2 home runs, but they were both solo home runs because he didn't walk anybody.
He walked one guy.
Yeah, and he had 8 strikeouts. He was actually his strikeout stuff was looking really good. I'm happy with it. It's not like one of these home runs was a grand slam or a 3-run home run because he walked a couple guys. Home runs happen. It was Tommy Pham both times. He must have his number, and just sometimes.
Well, Tommy Pham crushes lefties. He always has, right? Yeah. And Kikuchi the lefty. So
the Mets, though, I will say, dude, the Mets,
they're stinky right now.
Bad.
Frank is going through it right now.
Oh, I know. Frank had some all-time tweets during this series.
Oh my god, man.
And he still is. He'll probably never stop having great tweets about the Mets. But yes, Frank, thinking of you. So Kikuchi goes 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. A good, solid performance. He did give up 2 home runs, which put him into top spot for most home runs allowed. But kind of it's kind of just what you get with him. You'll get a lot of strikeouts and you'll get a lot of guys hitting homers off him. So he left the game. The Jays were up 4-2, I believe, when he left the game. Partially thanks to a Vlad Jr. home run.
Home run?
It was a calendar month for Vlad that he didn't hit a home run off of an actual pitcher. He hit one off a position player, but it was exactly a month that he didn't hit one off a pitcher.
Yep. Do you know who the pitcher that the month prior, the home run he hit? Do you know who it was off of?
I do.
Who was it?
Brian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
wanted to go for a little trivia there. I wasn't sure if you knew, but you knew.
Well, the only reason why I knew is because I was doing this Mets game at work.
Okay.
So I grabbed the video of his last one and I put a little something together saying that this was his last home run exactly a month ago against the thing. So yeah, I watched that. Anyways, that's a good question.
So we're at 4.
I knew it.
Yeah, we're at 4-2 here.
4-2 because Vlad hit a solo home run. This is what you want to see from Vlad. He hit a pitch that he likes, that he can crush. He just lined it into the seats. That's more like what Vlad does, and showing off the things he can do. Nate Pearson comes in at 4-2, gives up a solo shot to Pete Alonso that just got over the wall. It looked, I don't know, it looked questionable. I don't know.
Didn't they review it?
Yeah, they did. I guess they found an angle that
it was a crew chief review or whatever the hell you call it.
They found an angle that they saw it hit off a wall. I don't know. I didn't see that. Anyways,
coincidence that the review center's in New York?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm kidding.
I don't want to put the tinfoil hat on right now.
No.
And then Starling Marte took Pearson deep as well. We
learned something. John Schneider learned something. You can't pitch Pearson in back-to-back games. It's fine. You don't have, again, dude, what he's done since he's come up, I'm fine with him getting a day off every other day. That's fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But fuck, man, 2 solo shots, still got a strikeout. He didn't walk anybody also, so that's fantastic. If you get, again, it was the day of the solo shots.
Yeah. And
every single run was scored except for the game-winning runs.
Yeah.
Off solo shots. I'm pretty sure. Wasn't it?
No, I think Witt had like a 2-run double to make it 2-0, and then Vlad had a solo.
That's right.
Chapman scored on that weird play where they tried to pick him off at second.
Sorry, what I should have said was all the Mets runs came off solo shots,
which doesn't hurt you nearly as much as multi-run home run. And then let's get to the MVP. So the Jays gave up the lead in the bottom of the 6th, immediately in the top of the 7th. Brandon Belt
swinging a belt
and just belted a ball, belted all over a ball, just dead center, right off basically the apple out there. Impressive home run, to be honest. And he got some MVP chance from the boys when he got back to the dugout.
Which they still haven't disclosed what that whole thing is, but whatever, I'm fine with it.
He just said he started calling himself the MVP.
Oh my
Which is pretty funny. And I saw a clip after the game of him walking out of the back to the clubhouse saying that's all me, baby. Seems like he knows he's good, I guess.
Man. Yeah. But hey, man,
he's confident, which is good.
He's the MVP of this ball game for sure.
He was.
Also, like to point out,
really good.
He got rung up in this previous at bat and had a lot to say to the umpire, but had the discipline to shut his mouth and then just walk back to the dugout. And then what happens? He's rewarded with the home run.
Also, shout out the umpire for not kicking him out too, because he probably
could have easily. If you throw your hands up in the air and say, "What the hell was that?" to the umpire, you can't show him up like that. So. Kudos on both sides for doing their jobs. Jays win 5 out of the 6 games we just covered, Chris. And if Manoah doesn't start that game, arguably could have had a sweep.
Indeed. Yeah.
They lost by 2 runs.
Right? After that really, really tough stretch there in mid-May with the AL East kind of gauntlet they had to go through and they struggled with, they've really been playing well. I think they won that series in Minnesota. Won the series against the Brewers, obviously, and then swept the Mets.
It was great.
Won 2 out of the first 3 against the Astros, so that could be 4 consecutive series wins with a sweep mixed in there. They're still within striking distance of with a wild card for sure, and they're only a couple games behind, I believe, the Yankees.
I think they're only 2.5 games behind the Yankees.
And the Orioles are, and I think they're probably 4.5. Or 5.5 behind the Orioles, maybe. So they're right there.
And all it takes is Tampa to go. All it takes is Tampa to go on a 3 or 4 game losing streak. This division is far from being cemented as, okay, Tampa's taking it and then everyone else is fighting. No. Anything can happen in baseball. It's 162 fucking games.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Mets last year had like an 11-game lead in the division in like June.
Yeah, but that's the Mets, though.
I know, but I'm just saying anything is possible. No number is too big at this point in the season.
No, exactly.
The Jays have done a solid job after that tough stretch of getting back into the pack and putting themselves in a spot where they can decide how the season's going to go with all these games left, which is nice to see. So, much more positive week in review this time. And now we're going to do a little something just to end off the show. We're going to go through some different categories of hardware, you could say, of awards, of trophies, and kind of give our 1/3 of the way through the season awards for the Jays.
Yep.
It was our boy Owen asked for us to pick some guys for some awards here.
Sorry it took a while, buddy. I saw the comment only a couple of days ago.
Yeah, at this point in the season, so we'll do that now. So do you want to go through it like there's like a player wins this award, like one guy wins this award?
No. We can go by the award and then see we pick anyone on the team that we think could qualify or will win it. That's what I would go with. So like Gold Gloves.
Oh, okay.
Who's gonna get it out of the J? Like who do we like realistically? Not like what do we wish for? I think like realistically. Okay, let's start with Gold Gloves. Kevin Kiermaier is winning the Gold Glove in center field. I can't think of anybody else that's having a better defensive year. Maybe Harrison Bader, but he was injured for like the first 2 weeks of the year. So
I think there's Kiermaier and that's it.
Maybe Buxton's not even starting in center. He's DHing because they're trying to preserve his body. He's the only other guy.
On the Jays, I don't think anyone else would
win a Gold Glove.
No.
Varsho?
Maybe. That was the one guy I was thinking of.
Varsho, Chapman could.
Chapman's had a kind of an un-Chapman like season.
You don't think Vladdy's going to win the Gold Glove? He's only made 1 or 2 errors, right? It could.
I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Also, Chris, way too early predictions, right?
Yeah.
We don't know.
No, that's fair. You could put him in there. I feel like Varsho is a potential option there. Chapman's made some bad errors. But if he ends the season,
he only has 4.
He has had some plays where he doesn't look like himself. But I can see him having a strong end to the season defensively and getting nominated. But as of right now, I wouldn't say he's going to win it or be in contention really. Vladdy, I feel like he's always going to be in contention because there's not many options at first base usually, and he's a guy who plays like most games, and
it's like him, like Rizzo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
last year, I think the third guy was a Rise maybe, but now he's in the National League.
And he's a second baseman for the Marlins.
Yeah.
Which shout out to him. He's batting 400 for fuck's sake.
He's a freak. Yeah. So I think Kiermaier, without a doubt, will.
Varsho's up there.
And Varsho could, and then Chapman and Vlad are Vlad will probably, as of right now, probably is doing enough to get nominated, but Chapman will wait and see. Those are some guys. Silver Sluggers, I got
Bo.
Yeah. Chapman.
I don't know.
Close, but he's fallen so hard.
Because of his average, but Simeon's got the RBI and the home run.
Witt will probably be a nominee. If
he'll be a nominee. Yeah. DH could be Belt.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. There's not too many guys that are doing what he's doing around the league, kind of DHing most.
Also, Kiermaier's batting 290.
Yeah. No, I think Kiermaier will be a nominee as well.
If he keeps up this pace.
Yeah. As of right now, we're doing it right now. So I think Kiermaier would be in the mix without a doubt. Thinking left field, you've got
Varsho.
I'm just trying to think of other guys that would be better than him because he could be in the mix.
His average is starting to creep up. His average is starting to creep up. His power's there, but Silver Slugger is usually more around like average / singles and shit. It's not really based on power numbers, really. Yeah. Traditionally, anyway, because it's usually whoever has
well, then I'd leave him out of that for now.
I think, I think it's got to be.
Bo, without a doubt, is in the pole position for shortstop.
Yeah.
Vladdy, I'd say, is probably going to be a nominee.
Yeah, he'll be a nominee.
There's not too many guys.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Vladdy, Kiermaier, Bo.
Vladdy, Kiermaier, Bo. Yeah, I don't think Springer's up there. Chapman you could throw in the mix just because of how good of a.
We got a lot of guys.
Yeah, you do.
In the outfield, like Alvarez, Judge, Randy.
Yeah.
So yeah, the outfield's pretty loaded there, but yeah, those are again Bo Bichette for sure. Should probably win a silver.
Yeah. Speaking of Bo, he's probably going to win the batting title in the American League.
Yeah.
Highest average.
Yeah.
Who's the next closest?
Well on his way.
Who's the next closest? He's batting 335.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I know like him and Freddie Freeman are hitting right about the same for the same average. And then Arise is the guy that everyone's chasing right now.
Bo also has, I think, 21 more hits than Arise, which is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Right. He leads the majors in hits. He's tied with Freeman, I think, for the major league lead in hits, and I'm pretty sure he leads in opposite field hits and multi-hit games.
Yeah.
So
he's
we're
I would back him to win the batting title. He's so locked in, and I don't see that really changing anytime soon. He's just been a hit machine.
And then my personal favorite award. The Cy Young Award. Right now, for me, Gausman is the clear runaway, in not just for the Jays, but also in the American League. I don't see anybody close to what he's been doing over the past month and a half. Yeah, he had a blow-up start in St. Louis and another one. Where was his other one? In Houston. But other than that, he's been solid. I don't see anybody dethroning him.
There's just a couple guys I feel like have given up way less runs.
Like who?
But haven't struck out. Sonny Gray.
True. Yeah.
Framber.
Framber. Yeah, he's a complete game guy though. Like he's gonna go and give you them. He's got the most complete games by the end of the year.
His ERA is like 2.16. Like it's pretty ridiculous. Yeah. I think those two guys have a good shout. However, I think that Gausman. I think they do. Factor in strikeouts into this award a good amount.
I think as they should. Gausman's on pace for 307.
Yeah, usually see the guy who strikes out the most guys win it more often than not if it's close. That's really what happened with Robbie Ray that year. So I do think that if he goes on a stretch where he gets run support and can rack up a lot of wins and keep, obviously dominating 10 plus strikeouts, 1, 2.
Which by the way, the whole win argument is dumb as shit. It's the reason why Jim Palmer won over Nolan Ryan in the 70s because he had 22 wins in a season.
2-6, he's probably not going to win it. So if he goes on a stretch here where he just racks up a bunch of wins and strikeouts and just dominates, that does what he's been doing. I think that he's in a great spot in the season right now to go ahead and win the thing because he's just that good. But fun little segment there.
Yeah. We'll probably do this after the All-Star break too. Get back at it,
Sure. Yeah, for sure. We can check back in with that stuff. See how wrong we were or see
how right we are.
If guys have started picking it up or tailing off, whatever you want to do. But another solid episode, Jack.
Hey, buddy.
Yes, sir. And yes, we will be back next week to recap the Astros and Twin series at the Dome. So for Chris May, or for Jack Ryan, I've been Chris May, and we will talk to you guys again next week. See you guys.
Take it easy, folks. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.